When you think of an incineration plant, what do you think of? If you're anything like me, then you don't think of anything like this. Thinking of places in the US, I've always thought an incineration plant to be extremely gross and polluted looking, so I was very surprised to walk through a neighborhood that was very clean and had an abundance of beautiful plants. This small clip shows what the city looks like from inside of the plant. The tower that is seen in this video is 130 meters, which is almost 400 feet, with a diameter of about 27 feet. Different incineration plants have different sized towers that all depend on how tall the buildings in the neighborhood that surround it are. This incineration plant is one of 21 in the 23 cities that make up Tokyo. They all vary in size due to population needs and space restrictions. This particular incineration plant has two massive cranes that are about 12 feet wide and 6 feet high. We are able to see these cranes in action, and it was an experience I've never had before. These cranes work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and are computerized to work on their own. From outside the room that contained all the trash, we were looking in from a protected room. We were unable to smell any of the trash, luckily, but our tour guide was explaining how horrible all the workers smell if they spend as little as 3 minutes in there. The plant also works very hard to contain the smell inside the building so that the neighborhood does not complain and have to deal with the smell. Like I mentioned earlier, the incineration plant is within a neighborhood, and our tour guide continuously expressed how important cooperation with the community is for the incineration plant. The community has the final say as to if there can be a plant or not, but the company works with the people to help them understand that the technology used is extremely efficient and does an amazing job at removing contaminants from the air before emitting the gas. The company ensures that the gas being emitted is not polluted and that will not hurt the citizens' health. Communication with the community members is a key for a plant such as this one to succeed. The plant also has strict guidelines to follow from the Japanese government to keep the amount of pollution in the air controlled so that the air does not pollute the lives of the people living in the area. Here in this video, we can see the crane at work picking up trash and organizing it. This is a picture that shows the monitor displaying how many contaminants are in the air, and this number has to be kept under the level the Japanese government has set. Since the cranes are computerized, people don't spend a lot of time within the trash room itself. The primary time people need to be in there is when they're working on maintenance, such as this worker seen in the video. An important concept to remember about Japan is that it is an island with limited space but millions of people. It is hard to manage the amount of trash that is being created with the space that the country has. Because of the lack of space, Japan burns all the trash immediately and then puts the ashes into landfills. Currently, Japan has an artificial island made of ashes that stores all of them, but this area is slowly running out of space. Our tour guide reported that they will be able to use the island for about 50 years, but after that, they do not have another plan as to where to dispose of their ashes. Trash is a major problem in Japan, and while the people do an excellent job keeping it off the streets, it is still hard to contain and figure out where to put it. Our tour guide expressed the importance of being conscious of how much waste we are using and to try to limit as much as we can. I know with living in America, it is easy to abuse all the free space we have, but it is just as crucial to be conscious of our waste in the States as it is in Japan, for the sake of helping everyone's environment. This control room is the brain of the incineration plant. Only 6 people need to work in it at a time, but is run 24/7 to monitor the cranes in the incineration to make sure everything is working properly. With being a public health major, I had a great appreciation for the way this plant is being run. There have been many instances in America where companies take advantage of poor people with low education and manipulate them or misinform people about the consequences of building a plant in the community. Not only does this plant stress the importance of the community's health, but it also stresses communication so that the community members are updated and knowledgeable about what is in their area.